The main fire's up there. The embers are blowing around.
A fire doesn't really test the character of a person, it reveals it. On Labor Day, Gates farmer Anthony Jacobson faced an inferno.
Field's on fire.
The winds were howling between 50 and 60 miles per hour.
It was probably the most horrific sight I've ever seen and been so close to.
The gusts swept across treetops and carried embers.
Wow, look at above me.
They floated in the sky, ready to ignite wherever they landed.
My only thought was, it's over.
There was no time. Jacobson got his wife and in-laws to safety. They grabbed the family pets, a dog and 3 cats, but they could not find an unnamed rescue kitten they had just adopted.
Gotta get this out.
Jacobson then went back to help his neighbors.
I spent the majority of that entire night helping and doing whatever I could for anybody else up there in the canyon.
He noticed the nearby home of an old friend who was away serving in the U.S. Marine Corps was about to be engulfed in the flames.
Jesus.
Jacobson attempted to save his buddy's car.
The propane tanks were literally exploding all around me. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get inside, and the flames were just surrounding the place so badly that I unfortunately couldn't save the cars.
It was a full 4 days before he could return to the family's property.
Right up there is where the fire came from.
It was a total loss, except for a trailer that somehow went untouched by the flames.
It's a miracle, you know? It's been hard.
Oh my God. Look at this. Look what I just found. Oh my God.
We just found the kitten.
The only cat that we couldn't get. Oh my God.
It's one good memory during an unimaginable ordeal that stole everything from the family farm to the family photos.
Unfortunately, you know, things like that, they're gone. So it's hard to think of the memories and the things you cannot replace that are gone. But, you know, we have our memories, and we'll just try to hold on to them the best we can.
Standing in Salem near the hotel where he's been staying, he's anchored in the only thing he has left, his boots.
We ran out of there with literally about the clothes on our back.
But he's still standing, and that's the point. His strength has been forged by the fire, and his resilience revealed by it.
We will do everything we can to put it back together.
The 36-year-old farmer says he will work as long as it takes to rebuild the family farm. But he says the first job they had, once they got the family and all the pets together, was to rename that kitten. Now they're calling him Cinder. Mike Lowe, NewsNation, Lyons, Oregon.
Wow, and Mike Lowe joins us now in the NewsNation studio. Such a well-told story, Mike. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
And so what would you say, I know you saw so much while you were out there, what was most memorable for you?
I don't think there would be one moment for me that would be most memorable. It would be the overwhelming sense of something strange and frightening happening. And I say that because the entire time we were there, the area was shrouded in this dense smoke that gave you an almost otherworldly feel. The sky didn't look like the sky. In fact, we interviewed one woman who told us you could look right at the sun, and you never are able to do that, obviously. She said the sun looks like the moon, and that to me just encapsulated how upside down everything was in Oregon, and still is. I mean, these fires are still raging. This is by no means a situation that's taken care of.
You spoke about the resiliency of the people. What struck you most about it, and what did you learn from this entire trip in terms of people and their ability to keep pushing on and their resilience?
It's amazing that really any kind of curveball or tragedy you throw at people, I think it's a characteristic maybe of Americans, but of people that I've run into throughout my reporting career. Whatever happens, they want to persevere, and I think that same spirit was alive in Oregon. The question that I had personally, coming from the Midwest, where we're relatively safe from things like wildfires, was how could you live in a place where this is a constant threat, right? This isn't a one-time thing. These are getting worse and worse every year, and so to have that situation be weighing on you as you're trying to decide, do I rebuild, to know that in the background is the constant threat that this could happen again.
And Mike, I know when we were looking at some of that video, it looks like, and you said this, it looks like a volcano. That looks like lava. Describe what it was like out there. I mean, I know you said what it looked like, but what did it smell like? Just all of the senses.
That's a really good point, because for as difficult as covering something like this is, and obviously experiencing something like this is, it was made all the more difficult by the fact that just the simple act of breathing was difficult. It was this acrid smoke that you know is bad for you. And the health experts and scientists don't yet know what the long-term effects will be on people who have been breathing this for weeks on end. So the smoke was certainly a huge, huge obstacle in covering the story, and certainly an ongoing crisis for the people who are living there.
Yeah, and did most people seem like they want to rebuild? Did they seem like they were coming to the realization that this might be territory that they can't return to? I mean, some of these communities were completely wiped off the map.
And we're talking about tens of thousands of people who have been displaced. They're either currently living in shelters or hotels or with family members. And when they return home to their neighborhoods, they're going back to a place that will be completely unfamiliar, reduced to ashes. And so I think there is a sense that people want to rebuild, but when you go back and see the devastation, and that's one thing that I don't know that television does a great job at conveying. Even though the pictures are startling, the images are searing, I think seeing it firsthand, at least for me, really brought it home. Because, you know, you think of stories like a political convention. I think that looks the same in person as it does on TV. I can't say the same about this. Even as terrible as the things that we're seeing on our TV screens, it's nothing like it in person. So I know people there want to rebuild. The question is the ongoing threat, and when they go back, there's nothing that says home to them.
It's all gone.
Yeah.
Mike Lowe, such a talented reporter. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight.
Anytime, it's my pleasure.
Appreciate it.